Now, one of the most anticipated matchups of the year was Donda Academy versus Mikey Williams and Vertical Prep. And let's just say this did not disappoint at all. Now, Mikey actually dropped 24 points and he's actually currently injured right now while his team lost 88-73. Now, in my opinion, we have to state that Mikey being injured probably still played a partial factor in this game, because if you're not at 100%, you just can't go out there and play as well as you could have if you were 100%. Now, the other squad, Donda Academy, of course, Kanye West is the one who owns this team. Robert Dillingham's on this squad, and they were all wearing the Yeezys, which was pretty fire to see. Now, Trey Parker was on the court as well. He was eating, knocking down a ton of shots, and it was great to see Trey Parker actually match up with Robert Dillingham, two of the top guards in their classes. So that was fire to see. Now, I have to be honest here, Vertical Prep looked pretty good. Mikey Williams for sure came out there super confident and was not afraid to put the ball up, cross up defenders, and really go out there and give it his all. Now, they say Mikey Williams doesn't play any comp, and Vertical Prep basically plays bums, but I gotta be honest here, this team at least is pretty solid, pretty well known, and they're getting their name up there. I think Vertical Prep is moving in the right direction, playing against talented teams. Yes, they did even play against Mount Verde, and for sure, I think this is only gonna help Mikey Williams get better as a whole. You have to be playing against the best competition in the country if you want to be a better player. There's very few hoopers who can actually go out there, play against lackluster competition, and then really pivot to dominating at the next level. You have people like Zion Williamson, which is one of the few players, of course, when he went to camps and different teams, he was playing against comp, but even at his high school was trash. He was playing against no competition whatsoever. So it's nice to see that Mikey Williams and Vertical Prep are starting to pick up their schedule, play better teams, and hopefully they'll be going to some tournaments very soon in the near future that are playing against top competition. Now, the question of why Mikey Williams doesn't even play EYBL or one of the top AU circuits is one that a lot of people are wondering. And I think partially the reason is because he's comfortable where he's at and he gets the shine on the teams he does actually currently play for. Now, if you're a 17, 18-year-old kid, you already know when you step on the court, you want to put up the ball whenever you can. You do not want to worry about other people telling you not to shoot, to pass the ball. And that's, on one hand, I could understand why Mikey Williams wants to stay at Vertical Prep. Who wouldn't want to play for a squad that you're the man of the team? But on the other hand, when we talk about long-term development and growth, we've seen hoopers who play for these local teams end up not playing competition like that and then struggle at the next level. And I think it would be a shame to see somebody like Mikey Williams, who works so hard, stays in the gym, then struggles at the next level because he didn't play for a different AAU team or even a regular school team. Now, it's no doubt that this dude's work ethic is up there undoubtedly, but you have to make sure that you're playing against the right comp. Now, unfortunately, I gotta say too, they did play Sierra Canyon. I'll give them that. They played Sierra Canyon, and of course, Bronny James and Amari Bailey weren't playing. They might have been scared of Mikey Williams or something, because Mikey showed up, but those two hoopers did not show up. So I have to give him credit for that. And so far, whoever Mikey has played against, he has shown up. Besides Mount Verde, where he didn't play his best game, his entire team got killed. Besides that, I want to say the majority of games that he has played in, and yes, he still is partially injured, he has showed up. And even if he didn't have a good game, he seems to always be working and trying to improve his weaknesses, which is really what's going to take this dude to the next level. Now, Mikey also had 6 assists this game, which is clearly showing that this dude is passing the ball. He's passing the ball to the other people on his squad. He's getting his teammates involved, and I think he's doing the little things that are going to make him better moving forward. Now, you guys were attacking me in the comment section for saying that it might not be Mikey Williams' best move to go to an HBCU school, and really the entire mystery of where Mikey will be going in the future. Now, number one, if you're able to shoot the basketball, whatever team you do go to, if you're able to knock down shots, really be effective on the court, I do believe that you can still make the NBA. But about going to the next level, Mikey has a ton of options. He can still go to Overtime Elites League. He can go to the G League. You can go to college, go to one of the regular basketball schools that people go to, or even go to something like an HBCU. Now, in this case, Mikey has said over and over again that his goal goal is to make it to the NBA. And if your goal is to make it to the NBA, that does not necessarily mean you need some sort of college degree, and you're trying to get there as quick as possible. And what's the best way to do that? Most likely go to a college team or the G League. Now, if you're going to a college team, he probably will want to be interested in some of the bigger schools that are known for getting guys one and done to the NBA. At the end of the day, you look at a lot of these programs and they're not all known for winning the most amount of games. The Kentuckys, the Dukes, yes, they do have a ton of wins under their belt, but they're known for getting players to the NBA and a lot of people being one and dones. And I think that's what Mikey is going to have to think about when he does make his final decision on where he's going to go at the next level. Because yes, you can go to a school that maybe is not as well known for basketball, try to go to HBCU, maybe try to go to a smaller school that's not well known. We have seen people do it. John Morant went to a smaller school, but it is very difficult to get the attention of the masses when you go to a school like that. Now, of course, I think it's different because Mikey has clout. Mikey has millions of followers on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, whatever you name it, and that's going to help him get there and have eyes on him regardless of where he does go. But it may actually be a bad thing as well, because if he doesn't end up playing well, you can lose a ton of clout, a ton of popularity if you do make the wrong move and choose a different type of school. Now, if he can make that transition, and yes, I realize this, there are not too many players that have the same sort of clout and hype as Mikey Williams, very few. So I think he's fortunate that wherever he does go to school, if he decides to go to college, there will be eyes on him regardless. Now, also the G League, of course, is another excellent route a lot of people are going. But again, if you're not one of the top players in the G League, you're going to have a tough time. It's no doubt about that. If you're not one of the top guys on the G League squad, you're probably going to get forgotten about. And that's why if Mikey does go to the G League Ignite team and does perform well, I think that's one of the easiest ways for this dude to go, take that year in between, and then make it to an NBA squad. But of course, you do see a lot of the younger talent actually struggling to make it on NBA teams and instead have to play in the G League for a while before they finally do make that transition. We have the Mac McClungs, the LiAngelo Balls, of course Zaire Wade is in the G League. I believe Jalen LeCue was in the G League. I'm not sure if he's still in there as of right now, but a ton of these guys have to play in the G League, work on their game, and then finally make that transition. And then you do have these other guys, the Jalen Greens, Cade Cunninghams, these dudes that are able to stay in the NBA because they're just so talented. Even Josh Christopher is there too, a ton of these guys. But it is definitely not easy, and making the right decision prior to you going to the NBA can have huge impacts on your long-lasting career and how really good of a career you will have. And that's why I think it's so important for this dude to take his time when he's deciding, make sure it's the right fit, and then show out and show the people what you've been working on this entire time. That's going to be super interesting to see where he does land up, and clicking the video on the screen would help my channel a ton. And this is LNH bringing you the best basketball content on YouTube, and I'm out.